Hello and welcome. It's officially Star Wars season by looks of it. The amount of pre-orders that have just come up onto the LEGO website, all the ones that I've literally just spotted anyway. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at all the new bits and pieces. We've got the new diorama sets that I have had a quick snippet and a look at. We've had a good discussion with Jay's Toy Collection UK as well. But I want to see on here everything that there is. What I will do, I think on the search on this, if you actually just type in what it is you're looking for, so Star Wars, and then if you go to the newest, it'll be all themed. It's slightly different on your phone, but I think that's the way to do it. So what do we have up here? We've got the new 4 Plus set to have a look at, which I've not really looked at too much. I've seen one or two people already have a quick snippet and a look at that. OZ Bricks had a good look as well, and I think I agree with him with regards to the price of that. The minifigures look fantastic. New X-Wing, we'll have a quick look at. The Battle of Endor, I've not even clicked on, so I have no idea about those. I've not clicked on these yet either. So it'll be the first time me doing that with you, and then we'll go through some of this other stuff that we've already kind of had a look at. But there are 3 pre-orders for the Star Wars, and they've got a lightsaber pen, whatever that is. But I just want to also see if it's available on the UK Smiths website, like all of the Indiana Jones was as well. So we'll do a little bit of online Lego shopping ready for the 1st of May, and then obviously some of the stuff will come out on the 4th of May. But this actually comes out on the 1st of June. So why it is so staggered for all the Star Wars releases, I don't know, but it is what it is. But we'll have a look at this one first. So this is not available to pre-order, but this is going to be coming out potentially to the Lego store only, but we will see if we can find this one at Smiths as well. I might just stick to the pre-orders depending on the time. But the minifigures in this I think look very, very smart. It's a 4 Plus educational set, so I think it's expensive for the age demographic that they're aiming for. But then at the same time, they will have larger pieces that are made specially for this set. But then you've also got to pay the licensing fees and everything on top. It's basically a bad of a best situation for everything, really. Obviously, these minifigures, I think some people might have liked these figures in some of the older sets. So they have got 3 plus your training droid as well. But if you were a parent for 124 pieces, it's just a lot of money when I think some of the other 4 plus sets are cheaper than that, much cheaper than that, for example. But again, if you want to, it's just that day and age that we live in. I'm afraid it is one of them. I dread to think how much they have to pay percentage to Disney, for example, for the Star Wars fee and everything. But the minifigures on a positive, I think they look lovely, bright and colourful. I've not seen anything to do with the Young Jedi bits and pieces. I think it might be a cartoon or something daft like that. Could be completely wrong, but they do look very, very smart. So you've got the Yoda, and then you've got the other 2 in there as well. And obviously you've got the nice lightsabers and everything. But the colours look nice and bright. You can see it's just a nice, simple, basic build. It is their step up, obviously, from Duplo as well. But yeah, it's quite an expensive way to get into that. But potentially, I think some of the adult collectors might have just wanted these figures, but they're not going to pay that amount of money for the figures alone. So obviously, the pieces you might not be able to incorporate too much. But then at the same time, if it is going to come to our local toy shops, it will get put into a big sale, 20%, 40% off, and that might be the time to get it. But you can see it's got one huge base plate, and then you've also got one large piece at the back. So all of these, there's never any stickers in the 4 Plus sets, not that I've ever seen. So I have picked up 1 or 2 4 Plus sets in a sale because I wanted some of the minifigures from them as well. And then the actual units when they're built, like this thing, for example, it's just bigger, chunky pieces. So hopefully that's coming through nicely on the smaller screen. But I think it looks effective. Looks effective enough. Right, moving on and through. So you can see that is just the size of it. Well, literally size of a book, but it is what it is. If you're looking forward to that, or you're thinking, yeah, you'd like to pick that up in a sale, just let us know your thoughts on that. That wasn't the point of me doing this video, to start an argument up with regards to the day and age that we live in. But I think for a 4 Plus set, it's a little bit pricey. But then, what do you think it would have been at an older thing? So that is one of those, isn't it? But the minifigures do look, I think they look nice and smart. But like I said, more than likely come out into a sale. All right, moving down and on. I want to click on these dioramas and have a better look at the pictures, because I did in a sale just pick up the other training diorama that is directly to my left currently, just down there, as I'm fighting for this website to go back. And the trash compactor is also in a massive sale in the UK. It's got £30-40 knocked off that currently. So that is currently down to £50. And these are coming in at £69 and £89. Now, I've got no intention of the diorama throne, because I actually have the other throne, which I'm going to use for my own display for the theme park. But the Speed of Chase diorama I am very, very tempted by, because we want to try and convert that into, bear with it, a salad bar. Yes, that is the kind of things that we get up to on the lives. Right, quick look at the keyrings. They're coming soon. When are they coming? 1st of May. If you're a keyring collector, they are $4.99, and some of them, I do believe, are slightly different torso prints, and they have different colouring on the belt and the chest piece and things like that. And I have seen 1 or 2 people try and modify it in a way where you take the chain off, and then they just add the minifigure into their own city. So if you are skilled enough to do that, then obviously please let us know. But I definitely am nowhere near the skill level to do that. And I think the internet is on a bit of a go slow. So we'll just have to bear with it, because if I click it too much, it's going to go off. But you've got the Darth Vader, you've got the Scout Trooper. So we'll have if I just enlarge the 1 photo so I don't push my luck too much. And you can see on there just what that looks like. So it's a nice looking thing, nice print on the legs. And obviously you can see all the helmet design and everything. But again, if you can get that chain off, but why you would want to do that, because more than likely you can get that exact same minifigure in a set anyway. And then this one, so if you're a fan of the Boba Fett series, because that had the green artwork on top, so this is what that links to. So the orange and the outfit, I think, will link directly to. Now, I have actually, funny enough, just opened up the throne, and she has a completely... I can compare that to this figure that I've got just here, because I have just done an unboxing video, and this is fresh on my head. So the arm print is exactly the same. Leg print's exactly the same. The torso print, everything's the same on that. It looks like it's got different eyes though. So yeah, it's the same, completely the same figure for that one. So some of them might be slightly different. Some of them are obviously exactly the same. The print on the back is identical as well. Right, sidetracked as normal for that. So all of them, 1st of May, $4.99. Now I think, click it one more time. There we go. We should be jumping straight down. Which way do we go? Go left to right, right to left. I'm going to tease myself and do the one that I want to see last, because I really want to have a look at the speed diorama. So we'll start with the X-Wing. Now, a lot of people are quite surprised that they are doing an X-Wing for a couple of reasons, because they've done a few of the UCS ones already. Not that there's any problem whatsoever doing that. But the current X-Wing, obviously non-UCS version, has just gone into a huge sale in the UK. So this will be replacing that one, and it's exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same, and you can pick it up currently for 27 quid. So you can get the play one at the moment. I always thought Lego left like a 6 month to a year gap, maybe, so people wanted it and missed out on it. I didn't think there was always one of them on the shelf. Now I could be completely wrong. But are you looking forward to this one? Because I don't have currently any UCS sets in my display at all. I know that the difference is there's some big differences between the two. I've seen some very, very much better reviewing people than me do different bits and pieces. All the engines have changed. The front nose cone and everything's a lot thicker. Obviously, the bit on the front is printed. It's got patterns on the side now where it didn't have that before. And obviously now what they are doing, this always used to be a sticker. So any of the UCS sets were always stickers. Same thing with the Batman UCSs. All the cars, everything that had a UCS label, they were stickers. But now they're going to be each individual prints instead. I didn't mind the stickers as long as it kept the price down. So I don't want to be paying another £6 extra for that, because it's not something that you would be able to guess to be able to buy from the Lego website. You might be able to. You might be able to buy every single one of them individually and make up like a fake wall of them eventually. That might be quite a nice looking thing, or add it into your city for a bit of graffiti or something. But you can see it's got all the jet black box artwork, which is what they're doing for the UCS series stuff. They're doing that just for the 18 plus range as well. So just basically across the board, they're doing it for their 18 plus, because that is what the new Indiana Jones one, which again I've got just here, looks like. But the difference is, it's whereas the UCS is black on black, this was a black box and it still had the tan underneath, because it's not part of their UCS range, but it is their 18 plus. So it seems to be all 18 plus sets are just going to a basic black. Now, I'm not a massive fan personally of the black boxes, only because when they're in the Lego stores, they look absolutely fantastic. They've got great lighting. They know where to put them. But when they go to, example, a normal toy shop, they just don't stand out. They don't look like it's an expensive set because of how deep the marketing material is for when the box sits on, so you can't really see it all. However, I really do like the blue that they've used on this box, so it does look like it's just flying in space. So that is the first time I've seen them utilize the black for night with the nice stars. So hopefully that should pop on the shelf, whereas this massive thing just here did not whatsoever. I actually found the other two Indiana Jones sets no problems. They're really bright sort of tan colours as I'm panicking looking for the boxes because I've recycled loads of them. I still have one down here ready to go. So that, for example, I think stands out with the colour a lot better than just the jet black one. But let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think. And again, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing because that is just a Dark Trooper attack, and that is not anything special, not an 18 plus or anything like that. And that is just a jet black thing. So I think they're sort of fine-tuning maybe what they're going to be doing, but I like the picture of that. I like the blue. That works for me on there, as long as when it goes into a normal toy shop, you can actually see where it says X-Wing Starfighter at the top, and it doesn't cover halfway into the wing like it sometimes does. Shooting over, looks nice. Obviously it's on a nice plinth, and you can see that in a bit better detail with regards to all of the different colours on the side. I think the mechanism opens up nicely, so you get a good actual cube effect on the back, whereas the other one apparently didn't open as much. So that shape, these pieces didn't open as much. They were sort of out a little bit more, I do believe. So they've changed maybe the gearing mechanism on the back and the teeth. I know the engines look a lot bigger because I have seen one or two comparison videos of it. Because I was thinking, could I use this as a ride in my Star Wars section as a simulator? Because I just don't have one of these at all. But then at the same time, potentially, I could just get the much cheaper one and use that instead. Because I don't think there's much going on the inside. They don't seem to show anything off on the inside. It is a display piece. I was really hoping it was going to be a sail barge because that would go perfect for the theme park area that we're making up at the moment, and we're just going to have an absolute massive bar area with a cantina, get a load of bouncers and everything out the front of it, and just have a load of trouble going on. But I think a lot of people will be happy. It's nice that you can always grab these, but the fact that you can just grab a cheap one at the same time. But then sometimes they do a UCS version with a basic version as well, because they've done that with the Hulkbuster as well, haven't they? They've released a massive Hulkbuster and had two of the Hulkbusters out at the same time. I don't know if that's a harmful thing to do or not, but let us know your thoughts. Is it quite nice that you can always get your hands on one, because obviously one's going to be retiring and this is going to be coming out? Are you a fan of it? Would you like it? I think it looks very impressive. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it isn't, but I'm just surprised that they are going to have two on the shelf at the same time when the Hulkbuster ended up going to a huge sale. Right, this I have no idea. Let me know. They do look pretty cool, to be honest, though. So it is where are we? We're on number 202. So the number 200 was the Minecraft Special Edition, and that was the Lima, I do believe, wasn't it? And that had the gold symbol on the side. So we're now well into the 200 range. So we finished the Minecraft stuff, and we've now got a battle pack of these. £40 for 5 of them. Are you a fan of Endor? If they are going to be doing this, are they going to be releasing anything else from the Endor range? That would be interesting, as in later on within this year, going into next year as well. Is that where we're now going to be going? Because we had all the Hoth stuff last year and finishing this year off the AT-AT, the AT-ST and all that sort of stuff. So what do we think of these? Which one is your favourite character? You have got a good selection of everybody. I'm guessing that's a princess. I'm guessing that's Luke, R2-D2. You got the little teeny tiny one there. And then you've got my main man just on the side, who I'm very happy to have in minifigure form after all these years of him being Apollo. So I'm glad I finally got Mr. Lando himself. So I'm happy with that. And then, yeah, nice. It looks nice. But again, they've gone for the, I guess with the colour, that looks like it should stand out because they've opened it up a lot more into the green. So they've used the green against the black, and then obviously you've got all of the different bits and pieces in the front. If you saw that on the shelf with the box artwork, do you think it stands out nicely? So I think that one does work. Because they've actually used the green, whereas rather than just using just like a jet black backing. So maybe they have changed it ever so slightly, but then again, they were saying it was going to be 18 plus for black boxes only, but then they're going to say that is changing. Anyway, I'm thinking far too much of this, but I like the box artwork. Personally, I think the box artwork sells the sets when it's on the shelf for people that don't know what to buy each other for gifts. So obviously a lot of people will be watching this video and go, oh, I know what that is. I've been looking forward to that. The box means nothing. But you've got to remember, point of sale, so POS, when it's on the shelf and you've got all the artwork and everything around it, and you're walking down the Lego aisle to buy some Lego for somebody and you've never looked at the Lego website in your life, would you go, that looks great, I can see everything on that? And I think it does a trick. I think it stands out. It's got a good selection of everything. Now there are one or two people building up the some of the Lord of the Rings brickheads at the moment. I know they're having a good time putting all of those ones together as well. So be interesting to see if you guys and girls get these as well to add to your collection. The fact that it's a 5-pack, don't know what else you would get. Maybe it is just going to be that one thing that's done. With the Lord of the Rings, they came out in all sorts of individual ones. Right, so we'll click on this and then we'll go into the Smiths and we'll bounce it through. So $89.99 for this diorama. 3 minifigures, whereas the other one came with the guards as well. Without actually looking at the stud base, I don't know how big this one is compared to the others. 807 bricks for £90. So if you just compare it, so we're in the current day and age. If you compare it to this, which is this one just in front of me, when this came out, this is now, I picked this up in a sale, but I think this was 89, I think, when this first came out. In fact, we can have a look. That's what we will do. We'll see if we can find what we'll do that first, because it'd be interesting if they have dropped the piece count and kept the price the same as they've had no choice. That it is what it is with that 75330. So that's $79.99. So this is $79.99. And this is a thousand pieces on this one, and again it comes with a good selection of minifigures as well. So just bear that in mind. We are in a completely different day and age. So this was done before everything went wrong, and obviously increases of absolutely everything. So everything's going up, isn't it? 3 nice minifigures. It looks really nice as a display piece diorama. I think it looked really nice on the shelf, and I can imagine some people getting some really nice lighting kits as well. Because it is obviously this diorama piece, I picked this up in a big sale from our local toy shop, which means when they get these in, there will be anything 20-30% knocked off on that within sort of maybe 4 months as well. So if you want it maybe as a Christmas gift for somebody, you can take a little bit of the pricing off. If you're going to get this day one, let me know in the comments below. And if you picked up the other Imperial throne, or Emperor's throne, should I say? Sorry. Let me know. But let me know what you think of this. Is it something that is on your radar and list? Is it just far too expensive for you? Would you have paid that price if it was 1,000 pieces like this? Because some people said, oh, it's too expensive for the size. But this is a base plate, I do believe. So we'll compare the lengths as we go through, actually, so we can use this as a guide, because I know roughly what it is. Again, you've got the nice bits and pieces you've got the really nice purple on the chair as well. It just looks like a really clean build. It looks very impressive, and obviously you can get some really nice, if you're into your photography, I can imagine you can get some really nice photos of this. Now, have they taken, oh no, there it is. So this thing here is 29 centimeters long. That is 21 centimeters long, and this is 1 centimeter shorter. So this one that we're looking at on the screen is 6.5 inches or 8 inches in length. This is 11.5 inches in length. So this takes up a lot more square footage, but remember, day and age that we're in, I know a lot of people thought this one out of the two I thought was a little bit more expensive. So I heard one or two people think that this was quite pricey. But no, you got to remember, if you want something, you got to save up and you've got to get it. Would you have it on your shelf, or you just think no, that's a easy pass, hard pass? I think the other throne room that came out, I thought was really nice with the extra figures on. And again, funny enough, because we are doing the Star Wars stuff currently, I still have that one here because I was about to do an unboxing video for this thing, which is that. That is this. So again, shapes are completely different. I've got the big window here in the middle, and then we've got the extra bits and pieces. The effect, can we do a comparison? So the effects for the minifigures look exactly the same. The Luke has a different hairpiece. So he has a slightly different hair on there. I would imagine Vader might be exactly the same. He's got the same cape. Yeah, everything's the same on that. But the only difference is obviously you don't get the royal guards on the front of this. All you've got for your diorama is that bit up there. Now, this I think was a half decent price when this came out. Obviously, it's more of a plaything, but let me know, because I would imagine if they're going to rotate it back round again, what's the odds after they do all of this, they then release a Death Star again, and they have an amazing Easter egg of each one of these dioramas in one of the big Death Stars. But just look how clean it looks like. There's hardly any studs on show where they've left the gaps to stand the minifigures. How they've got Vader, there must be, is there a stud there for Vader to stand up on, or have they just been clever? So they have got 1, 2 only for them to stand on, which is there and there. So he's just balancing. So take that with a pinch of salt. That might just be more clever photography. But again, you can do that kind of thing. I guess you can use a little bit of blue tack or do whatever it is you want to do and just recreate those battles if you want to. And the nice thing is that because you don't have anything in the way of it, you can get your camera in nice and close, especially if you've got one of those proper toy lenses. I want to say macro. Could be talking absolute nonsense. I know it begins with an M, but it's a specialist lens that basically sold out completely for ages over 2022 because everybody was taking much smaller photography, and it looks, you can get some beautiful images of it. Let us know what you think again with the box artwork if you saw that on the shelf. I don't know. I don't know. It's that one. Can we go back? So they've just used like a little bit of a blue glow on the back. They've kind of tried to keep everything, I guess, the same. But that one, to me, does not stand out as much. They've tried to make it look expensive, haven't they? But at the same time, I think with how it might be different in the States. Because I think maybe over in America, you have the spotlights a bit like what I've got, where they're onto the sets. Whereas places like Smith's, they just have a downlight, but the very top bit of the shelf actually extends out, so it casts like a shadow. So there's no direct lighting on the boxes, so it's already dark in a dark area. So when these come out into the shops, I would take a photo. But this will just get thrown in the UK toy shops with all of the 4+ sets and everything like that. They're not in its own special location. They're with the Star Wars stuff and all of the other Star Wars stuff only. So that's what I'm trying to get at. They did that with the Indiana Jones bits and pieces. They just put the more expensive sets slightly higher up so you can't grab it, and they'll need to grab a ladder for you. But if that's on your list, please let me know. Now, luckily, I don't need it. And to be honest, I would never pay that amount of money for it. However, I do quite like the minifigures it come with, only because it's from one of the Spider-Man films when they've got the Death Star and it comes with that minifigure. So that's my link to Marvel and that film at the same time. So it's a cool looking thing. But getting back to the point of this, ships from May the 1st. You can pre-order this item today for $89.99. So that is set number 75325. Now, I am going to copy and paste because I am far too lazy. Go on to our Superstore website. Here we go, which has a huge sale on a lot of the stuff. Will this find it? And is this going to be available? No. So this is not going to be available from Smith's. Where else do we think this is going to come up for? Because the dioramas in the UK are exclusive to different places. So some of them are at John Lewis. Some of them are at Argos. So we've got 3 different places that we can go to. Are they going to pop up anywhere? No. So it might be a... That might be a Lego store exclusive only. Because the trash compactor was Argos exclusive, which is the one that's in a big, big sale currently. And then the other 2 were here, which we will... We go into the Star Wars stuff. You can see just here, look, for $35.99, that is currently in a sale. So you can get the X-Wing in a big sale if you wanted to, and you can pick that up in store today or do a click and collect. And obviously this comes with 4 minifigures, whereas the other one only comes with... Does it come with? Didn't even think to look. I know it comes off. I would imagine it would come with the Luke. But yeah, that's why I'm quite surprised they're doing this crossover. Yeah, it comes with 1 Luke. Obviously, the size of it's much, much bigger. The brick count's much, much more and everything else. So this has 1,949 pieces. So it's night and day. So you get what you pay for. It's just surprising that it is the same thing. And even on the you can see actually just comparing the 2 is quite interesting. If I open, I'm going to try and get the same picture. We can see the colour difference. So if we go from that is going to be the closest one-ish. Do you reckon? If I get it, try and get it with it open. Yeah. So that has a full front white end, whereas the one at the moment doesn't. Obviously, this isn't the UCS one. This is just the cheap and, let's say, the cheap and cheerful. I take that away. That's $35.99 is not cheap at all these days, but you do get a lot of things with it. So £4 per minifigure, take that away. Then you've got all the pieces and everything. It's a good value set for 36 quid. Now you have got on the side there, that is all plain white, whereas on this one they've added in the bits and pieces. So it's got a lot of hidden detail, got all the yellow within there, which is what you don't have on this. And you can see the engines completely different as well. But if I was to do this to the old UCS X-Wing, like a lot of people have done, the engines are completely different on this. Like I said, the front of this is completely different. But you can see actually this one has a completely different colour, and the sticking pattern is... So you've got the red and the yellow on top, and then you've got the red and the yellow. It's just done ever so slightly different, but I'd be happy with this one. So, but then at the same time, I'm not going to say no to that. So if anyone wants to pick me that up, and if you've got an idea for that, guys and girls, then let me know. Right, the one that I've been waiting to click on, the Speed Chaser Diorama, $69.99. Here we go. So it will ship from the 1st of May, or you can just pick it up from day one. Obviously, you're going to have, by the looks of it, you're going to have to go into the Lego store to pick these up. Limit of 2 as well, whereas the Indiana Jones stuff was anything of a limit of 3 to 5, and all of them sold out. This is 608 bricks. Again, 18 plus. This is going to be the same size as the, trash compactor base plate. So if you've got that one, which is the one that's in a big sale from Argos currently, then I think the stud footage is going to take up. So the amount of space that it's going to take up. What do we think? It'd be interesting to see if these bikes come out in a completely different set, because I do believe this is the first time they've used this colour for this type of set, because the older bikes that came out with it were a much darker brown. They're like the tree, whereas this I think might be a new colour for these bikes, which might make it a little bit awkward if you were trying to use more bikes in the display, because it will be a completely different colour. But it'd be interesting if they do release some more of these speeder bikes, because if this was a much bigger set, non-diorama, I probably would have put it over in our picnic area with the Lord of the Rings, with the tree house and the A-frame, because it would have been all green and looked really nice. And then that could have been the mode of transportation to get around our theme park. But because it is a standalone thing, yeah, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with that, and just have a vehicle parked up by it for a salad bar, I think, or something daft. Again, jet black, nothing fancy about the artwork on that. This is set number 75353, 608 pieces. I do believe that this bit on the front is also a print, not a sticker. So you can pick and choose if you're happy with that or not. And then as we come through, it does look like you can do some different bits and pieces. Because I would imagine if these bikes are on those cylinder tubes just down there, you can then potentially put the bikes in a different place. And if you want to, you can obviously add some of the other Star Wars characters off the trees, dangling off, and then after you've got the studs open, or you can cover them off with more brown tiles if you want to. So yeah, there's options you can do. So with this one, if you compare it again, if I just compare it to this one, I think that is the size of the trash compactor, which I don't have in hand, I'm afraid. But this is only 6 inches. So if you've got this one here, this is only 6 inches tall. As you can see, that is 8 or 20 centimeters. And if you're doing it in centimeters, this is 16 centimeters tall. And left to right, I'm talking absolute nonsense. So that is 28. This is 29. So I'm pretty sure base plate, centimeters. Base plate is 26. So that is longer than a base plate, and it is going to be just over 16 studs deep. So it's just under half a base plate in depth, but it's over full length in base plate. So it's going to take up a good amount of space. So if you were to put this one and the speed one together, you're going to be looking at nearly 3 base plates in length, but just not the depth. So for some reason, it just doesn't look like it's that long. But it's, again, pick it up when it's in a sale. That might be a really, really good value thing. It looks great. I think it looks nice. A lot of people don't like the trees. I can't mock to save my life, so I can't design anything or anything like that. But I'm sure people will be able to change bits and pieces, because obviously a lot of people might be comparing it to the new Lord of the Rings trees, and they look insane. But you've got the different foliage at the top of this, so you can obviously do different colours if you wanted to. But yeah, so lengthwise, if you go and buy our tape measure of the base plate, it's good length, but then it is narrow. So what I could potentially do is actually have that back to back with our hut, because that's going to be used as our pizza oven. Have them back to back, and then create like a little walkway and a path all the way around the outside of them, because they are basically going to be the same length. So that'd be an interesting thing. Then if there's another one which is the same length as those two, they are in depth, I can then create a multiple diorama from different angles and get loads of little photos. But again, like everybody else, wait until it comes down in price. I don't think this is going to be a day one for me, just because of the price of it. Out of everything, it would be this for day one. Especially as on the lives currently, we are doing a full Indiana Jones / Star Wars merge, which if you want to get involved with, guys and girls, we're doing a live at 6:30 every Thursday night for 90 minutes. So it's just a speed live to get as much done as we can. You guys and girls can have a chit chat in the comment section. We're only on episode 4. We managed to do a full Marvel display. Start with the Lord of the Rings, and now we have got bits and pieces going on to my right hand side. Now let's go back. So yeah, I think interesting. It's good. Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to get this diorama built and made up within the next week or two, and then it give me something to then think about and compare, and then maybe look into that. But I can imagine the Battle of Endor Heroes selling very, very well. The throne room diorama got discontinued a while back. So maybe people have been itching for another one of those. But I think we've had 3 or 4 of these dioramas now. Like I said, I've tried to do a little bit of research with it, but we would have had the one from the Death Star. I think you then had a one before that Death Star came out. You got the one that I've got beside me, which is the sort of bigger playset, which is the 75291, which we were going to use as an entrance to the land of the theme park. So that'd be a different thing to do. And then you've got this new diorama throne room as well. But I've got the Indiana Jones diorama, again to my right, the new Indiana Jones diorama, and that thing is epic. So that is a brilliant set. I think it's personally great value as well for the amount of stuff that you get with it and the amount of features and things that it's got. Whereas these two are static. Whereas that on the back, you've got a lot of moving parts to it. So again, if you wanted a diorama, would you want it where it is just completely stationary and then you can move it around and take photos? Or do you want it so you can almost do a bit more videography with it, where you've got like the boulder and things moving around on that? You've got the rope swing that they can move around on. Because they're obviously meant for a static diorama thing, but I think a lot of people, if you maybe put a laptop screen behind it, or even were risky enough to take it outdoors, I think you can get some really nice photos with this. I have been set the challenge by somebody to take one of these sets up the hill and take some photos, so might give it a go. Might get the bug back for taking photography again. Right, moving on, moving down. So again, Spider Tank. We'll have a look at this, see if it's going to come to Smith's. Dates again completely different. So this is the 1st of August 2023. You got the new piece for Mando on the side. You got the little one, and then you got the really nice blueprint on this. If you're a fan of this and you want to pick it up, then obviously let us know. I've not seen anything of the season 3 Mandalorian just yet. I have no idea if this is a good scene or whatnot, but I think a lot of people want it because it finally has the correct blade on for the Mandalorian. But it's $46.99 and it's 526 pieces. We're in April, May, June, July, August. So they're doing a pre-order 4 months in advance. I've never seen Lego pre-order so far in advance. I don't know what is going on with that. So that is $49.99 for that one. What is the brick count on that? 526 bricks, 9 plus set 75361. We've only got 2 or 3 left, and then we should be done. Now I know. But the Microfighter, again, they're pre-order. So the Microfighter is also pre-order. Now, that's on the 1st of August as well. That's had a little bit of a price increase to $12.99. They were $8.99 UK price, I do believe. So it's his little N1 Micro Starfighter. It looks like a cool little thing, and you get the two minifigures with it. The prints and everything look nice. It looks like it's a smart looking set. If you're a Microfighter collector, are you happy that this is coming out in that range? Didn't click the brick count. Do apologise if you are there with your calculator trying to work everything out, because that's the only thing with the licensing. It's very difficult to work out price to part ratios. Obviously, the pieces, brick count, and everything, they completely changed in size, so it's very difficult. Like the Jurassic Park, you've got to pay for the molds and you pay for the licensing on top. But then when you start to work out the Ninjago stuff, for example, it drops down absolutely massively. So it ranges from like 5.5p a brick for certain sets to the 8080 UCS set, and I think that's like 11.5 pence a brick. So 104 pieces. 104 pieces for $12.99, and then you've got the two minifigures there as well, and you've got the jetpack version of, but it doesn't look like you get his new element with that one. So that is that. Then we have, again, something else I have no idea about whatsoever. $29.99, 2 different minifigures. This is on the 1st of May, so this is another one you can pre-order. Limit of 3 for this one. 285 pieces. It's set 75346. So again, if this is on your list, let me know. They've gone for, I think, a nice artwork on the box of this. They've added in all the different colours. They've added in the tan. They've added in the rocks. They've made it look like it's in space, not look like it's just a complete black box. And then you always have this on the bottom left, so you know that it relates to the Mandalorian. And then you've got the minifigures on the side, and you've got the minifigure scale 1-to-1 that they put at the top. So as an eye-catching thing on the shelf, I think it looks really nice. I think if somebody will go by and go, oh, somebody's into Star Wars, that would be potentially where they're going to go to, just because, again, it's an eye-catching thing. Let us know if I'm miles off and you think it looks absolutely dreadful, then get your opinion in the comment section below, because you can just see the difference, can't you? Because that looks amazing with all the artwork and everything like that. But when it's just on a white background, what do we think? Do we think, oh, I'm not too sure, I don't know, it just looks like this, whatever. You guys let me know. I've not seen it, I don't know how accurate it is, but minifigure wise, love bright colours, so I might just have to pick this one up when it's in a sale. I love the bright yellow colours, and we could have this minifigure as an Easter egg going around our Star Wars section. And when I play games and do shorts and things like that, we can have a little bit of fun with a spot the minifigure character. And again, on the back, they've used nice artwork. They've got the bits and pieces that are on fire. So if this box was spun the other way around, because obviously it's not just going to be in the Lego stores where people pick it up and just throw it back. However, you've got a lot of eye-catching pieces on the box from everywhere, and that is what it looks like in hand. So as we go back, I think we're getting close to... This is the one that I want. I want this as my cheese factory. Sounds stupid, but it's available on the 1st of May 2023. This is what I call a block of cheese. I actually got the UCS version of this, and it was like a meter long on the table. But I think this looks quite smart. I'm going to try and use this as a mock, and the fact that it's on a stand and it raises up. If I'm able to raise this up higher on the stand and get this up higher above everything, it means I can get sets underneath. It's not going to take up any space whatsoever, which is brilliant. But yeah, I want this as my cheese factory or cheese area. So cheesecake factory is what I'm after. So you can go in and get all your desserts and everything. But it's 43 centimeters or 17 inches in length. And off the floor, it's 5.5 inches tall. I will try and make that a little bit taller, I think, so I can get other sets underneath it. But I do believe this is what's thrown me a little bit with regards to it being a pre-order. Because it's not a store exclusive. But I have never seen Lego do a pre-order that comes out on the 1st, but is also going to be available to buy from another store on the 1st. And I'm sure the reason why I've got this up is because it is at Smith's. So before I do a whole copy and paste, you can see the big sale, 35 for the X-Wing, 47 for that. So that didn't take long. I was joking around that they only had £1 knocked off that. So that's gone from 59 to 47. That's been out 4, maybe 6 weeks. Then we've got the 80 ET from 119 down to 93. The Falcon is down from 150 to 119. The ship is now dropped from 44 to 35. Another one's down from, well, that went from 23 to 29 to 22. So they sometimes lie a little bit on their website. That's gone down from 89 to 68, 59 to 47. So that was 90 to 59. So that's what when I picked that up, that's the price I got that for. So, but it is still £90 on the Lego website and in other toy places as well in the UK. So you've got to be really careful when you do the shopping around. That's not yet gone into a sale. John Lewis currently has a massive sale on UCS sets. So that's gone from 150 to 114. And then some of the helmets have gone from 69 to 59. That dropped down in price very, very quickly. I think that's from the Obi-Wan thing. That's gone from 29 to 22. The game has dropped from 44. The game has dropped, from 44 to 27. And the battle packs are $13.49 instead of $17.99. That has dropped from 80 to 64. So if you think of the new one that's coming out for 90, and it's less pieces, and you can pick up the one that is currently out for 64. So if you're thinking of, well, actually, if you want to start a diorama collection, you haven't got any of them, and you know that they're going to go into a sale, pick them up when they're in a sale now, and then just wait until they come back into a sale. That might be the way to do it. This thing for 40 quid, which everybody went mad at, because I don't think there's anything to it. I've seen it, and I've even seen it built, and I know what scene it's from, but there's not much going on with it. But it's 4 minifigures and it's 40 quid. So I'm sure you'll be able to mock that up and do whatever it is you wanted to do with it. And I think that is all of those. But I am waiting to right click because I'm lazy for my paste. Paste that over. Here it is. So this will be available from when? This is the key thing. It's expected on the 1st of May. So with the Indiana Jones sets, they came in on time on the 1st of May, and you could just pick it up from here. Obviously, you don't get any points, and you don't get any giveaway purchases or anything like that. But I am quite surprised that they have got it available for pre-order now, and you can obviously get it on the 1st of May to add up for what you want for any sort of giveaway purchase, or it is going to be at competitive retailers on the same day. I'm pretty sure this is the first set I've ever seen on the Lego website where it's pre-order and then it comes into store, because they didn't do the pre-order for the Indiana Jones stuff and they sold out very, very quickly across the board for all the sets, but they will be coming back into stock in places like this and the Lego website as well. So out of all of them, I like this one. So out of the two, if I was to get one of them first, it might potentially have to be this block of cheese, because it's just been a very, very long ongoing joke for the lives, and it's just a slightly different thing. but I do quite like the speeder set as well. But again, it's one of those where if you are a massive Star Wars fan, I think you've got a lot of stuff coming out for Star Wars over a longer period of time. So you should be very much spoilt for choice. This could go on forever because I could move on to the other stuff. Now I just want to click on one of these pens. We'll go for the blue one. I'm sure a lot of people might want the purple one. There you go. So it's £3.65. How does that work? So it's a gel pen. Was it like it got a biro bit on the inside? And so there we go. So you can now have a Lego. Look at the item number on that: 5007784. 29 VIP points, 6 plus 365. So you can get a limit of 5 of those, I would imagine, in each and every colour. I will click on a different colour just to confirm that you can get it in 5 as well. So we'll click on the lavender. Again, same price. And they are out and available to buy with the ridiculous SKU code number of 5007768. So there we go. So guys, that's it. I'm done. That was the very quick, which turned into a long ramble for all of the pre-orders that are available. Let me know what you're excited about for the first. Let me know if you are going to get any of the little bits and pieces. Let me know your thoughts on what Star Wars sets are coming, and if you are a Star Wars fan. If you're not, obviously we've got a lot of Marvel bits and pieces to come through as well. I will check now, but I will do it in a separate video if anything has been updated for this. Because if it has, I'm going to stop this video and then crack on. No, so we're still with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're all still available, so they bombed. So none of them have sold out. I would imagine there'll be nice gifts and whatever else. But there's nothing available from Marvel just yet, but I think there is going to be lots of new sets available from them, going by all the news and everything that's out. But guys, that is it. I am done. Hopefully you've enjoyed the Star Wars news, and if you didn't know that they're on the Lego website, now you do. Remember, there's 3 different dates, so just be careful with those. Lots and lots of different bits and pieces to pick from. But guys, if you can like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da.